All right, Arcady, how are you? How are you?
Great, great. Thanks for having me today.
Yeah, and you're doing amazing. I'm seeing you and your company everywhere. And I think this is a great opportunity to introduce you and your company to all the people who are watching us today. It was very important for me to interview you. So I'm very thankful that you joined us today in the FinTech Nation Summit. And maybe before we dive into Agora and the company, maybe tell us a little bit about yourself and your background before we start.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here. It's like you're having such a amazing event with great people, and what a backing from the ministry, from the Ministry of Israel. That's an amazing backing. So I myself, I'm based for a decade in New York. I'm in the banking and fintech industry for 2 decades. So I'm going to mention name. Everybody's talking about them by saying, wow, it's the revolution. It's Revolut, Chime, Monzo, N26. It's what I call them the new kids on the block. So I was myself a new kid on the block 2 decades ago. I was part of a team and management and funding team. We built an online bank at that time, Fortuneo, that was back in 2000. 20 years after, Fortuneo is still here. And all these new kids on the block, they have millions, 10 millions of customers, 1, 2, 3 billion deposit. When we sold Fortuneo to one of the largest European bank, Crédit Mutuel, we had $20 billion deposit and we were profitable since 2004. So just as a background, I'm coming from this world. And I decided to revert to this world a year and a half ago by launching Agora. Basically, what we are a middleware platform that can power any banks with challenger bank technology. So we're not here to power the fintech, but the mass market or the incumbents.
Wow. And like how many relationships like this you already have with banks? And
so that's a good question. So we're launching in the US. So right now we announced 2 great products, but we have amazing support and backing. So our technology was vetted by MasterCard. So we are part of MasterCard's Star Path. Revolut was one of the company also. We were also selected by the ICBA, which represent US community banks. So that means half of the US market. It's more than 4,000 community banks in the US. So I did the accelerator last year, and the ICBA is one of my first external investor. And right now we joined a third accelerator based in New York, which is backed by Finaster, which is the #1 core banking platform. So we're excited by having a good support, and also super excited. We announced that a few months ago, Finaster, a leading core banking, is going to redistribute one of our platforms. So we're coming from another one more industry by saying, lay down the ground, the foundation of the company, having the good partners, come with the right product. And now we're going full steam. As you say, you see us everywhere because now we're doing some exciting marketing to go after the market, which is opening.
I see you everywhere and also in the right places, in the smart places. And I'm seeing that you have particular products on your website, features and products. Maybe you can lead me through the features. Let's say I'm a client, and what can I get as a white label list?
So first, we target only banks and financial institutions, not so mostly in the US. That means 8,000 potential clients. So what is our technology and what can we do with our technology? So we are a full next-gen core banking platform, challenger bank technology. But our position in the US is to be a middleware, because to replace existing core, it's a nightmare. And I was one of them 2 decades ago. We were ourselves a core banking in Europe, huge one. So you have to see us as a modular platform Lego box. So you can pick a feature, everything is API mode, microservices, and we can build a product for you. So you're a bank, you want to do onboarding for small, medium business, for merchant, for individuals, we can plug your customer, ledgering, account opening, we bundle them and we plug into your system. So it's like a Lego box. Option 2, as I built myself banks, one of the largest banks in Europe, and I was an advisor to several other big banks in Europe. After that, we have decided a few months ago, and right now that's we're launching, and we announced that we are launching 2 challenger bank, complete challenger bank, from the onboarding, from the ledgering, from card issuing, from reporting, from saving, budgeting, whatever you want, for two segments, which are super hot here in the US. It's the teenagers and the small medium business. So basically, and for that, we have chosen a bank to be our BIN sponsor. What does it mean? That means we can open, we can do everything in 1 minute, 2 minutes. We can do opening account with a QAC, know your customer, and this bank, we're super excited. It's not a small bank. It's a regional New York bank, $30 billion asset, Sterling National Bank. So we have chosen them. So basically, what does it mean? I'm sure you heard about that Revolut has launched a kit product, Sterling Bank has launched a product, and in the US, Greenlight, which is the main player, they have 2 million end users. So basically, they're B2C model. And I'm telling all the banks, it's like you're in Israel, you're going to a bank to me or a Polim, you say, hey, I'm going to provide you with full white label product, like paper is, but paper is mass market in Israel, but it's with your logo and you have nothing to do. You just sign my contract, give me your logo, and that's it. That's exactly what we're launching. So we're launching that for SMB, small medium business, and teens. But one important thing, we're not just doing some. There's that's for the US people. It's like there's an ad on the TV from AT&T, the cell phone company, and the ad is saying, "Just okay is not okay." So what we provide is not just an okay challenger bank. We provide even a more advanced challenger bank than all the rest. How? Because it's our underlying technology. We're not just a user experience. We have the user experience, but we have all the backend and the knowledge. So that's what we do. Just to give you information, we're going to put like a loyalty program on cashback. There will be cashback on transaction. There will be money pool, which is super common in Europe. PayPal has it, but there's no bank having it in the US. We're going to have a OCR matching receipt for expenses. We're going to have a real-time payment. We're going to have, et cetera, et cetera. It's like so many much features.
So basically, everything is possible. Like if I'm a bank and I have a certain feature that I want to get implemented for the SMEs, like the invoicing you mentioned, you guys are going to build it for me.
So two things. Either it's in our platform. OCR is not just big. OCR is not on my platform. So that's why it's important to have an open platform. So we are a fully API platform and everything built in microservices. So we're trying to be smart. What is in-house, we'll do it. What we can develop, we'll do it. When there's a feature that is nice to have and we find that it's better to partner, we'll partner. So OCR, we'll partner. Another example, on the SMB, we're going to add what is called a mobile point of sales, which is like the Square dongle, exactly the Square dongle. So, and when I'm saying I'm going to be smart, I have few hats. One of my hats, I'm a senior advisor of a very large private equity firm in Europe, and also a venture partner of a fintech fund. It's called Blackfin Capital Partners. Amazing guys. I'm sure you heard about them. So they own one of the leading hardware for mobile point of sales. It's called U-Transactor. So I'm aiming to bring this technology, which exists already. They already have clients, but I'm going to expand it in the US. So basically, it's like we have a huge platform with a lot of features, but when it needs to be more smart and flexible, I'm partnering.
Impressive, very impressive. And who on your team is on the lookout for these new features out there, or keep up with the trends and where is it going, you know?
So it's like we're not a 1,000 company per person. So in a small company like us, not to say me, but all this has to come from the management. So today I'm leading that because I'm in this industry for 2 decades. I advise large bank on the evolution, reshuffle business, launch business. So as of today, I'm in the coordination of all the roadmap of the features. But we have a product owner, which is great. And right now we're looking to onboard a chief product officer, which will be announced in the next few months. But as of today, till now, it's like I'm leading the charge initiatives because it's like I'm doing like a mix of what's evolution is coming from Europe, how is the US market that I know for. I'm here for a decade, but my family was American, so I'm here like since the 80s. So I see the evolution. So I'm bringing the kind of mix of this world.
Amazing, amazing. And that's why we have this summit also. We want to see all these fintechs and neobanks and services. And we didn't even start to talk about open banking and possibilities right now in Europe, even Australia that was on the summit. How are you looking into Singapore, Hong Kong? I mean, just, you know, to learn from these markets and what's out there and implement it in your markets.
So I'm looking at it actively. Honestly, I'm not looking envisaging today to bring the solution, maybe the marketing, but not the solution, because all kind of technology is based on a certain culture. Not every, I'm giving an example which is closer to the US, which is Europe. Biometric opening of the QIC, it's becoming a standard in Europe. And Europe is close as a mentality and culture to the US, but no way in the US you will do biometric. So what I'm saying, it's like evolution is often based on a culture. So Asia is very far from here in the US. What I may consider right now, because it's becoming a trend in Asia, it's QR code, which is amazing. It's an old technology, but it's booming right now in Asia, Hong Kong and China. So I'm looking, like, for example, for the loyalty program, the cashback, to use QR code. So, but really, it's like there's one thing also. A lot of tech in Asia, I'm not saying a lot, but right now it will be the next few years, will be kind of connected to China. And here in the US, when you're mentioning today China, people get kind of scared. So there's just a little bit, it's not always good to say, look what's happening there, we're going to bring it here.
That's true. That's true. That's very true. We're seeing a lot of niche banking also in the US, of course, for freelancers, for the gig economy, for SMEs, for different communities. Even in this summit, we saw some. So all these new fintechs that are coming, I mean, what are they doing? They're looking for a bank license to work with in the US in order to start, you know, faster. Like, how do they start something new like that without the heritage, without the knowledge and the core?
So you mentioned like a certain niche. I have no partnership, no agreement, but I'm going to give a kudos to a new challenger bank that was launched recently in the US for the freelancer. And she's coming from Israel. It's Get Lily. She launched her paper. So kudos to her. Great work, what she's doing. And a long time I didn't see her. I don't know if she would be part of his conference, which is great. Basically, the US, when you're fintech, first of all, to become a bank is super complicated in the US. It can be chartered, local, national, etc. It's super complicated. That's one. Two, it costs a lot. Three, all these fintech that are launching, indeed, they're looking for what is called BIN sponsor or partner bank. And today, a lot of them. It used to be complicated, but it's hard to finalize a deal. But today, a large list. You can have maybe like 20 or 30 BIN sponsor bank potentially. Some of them are great. Cross River Bank, New Jersey, you know them. They're just amazing. They have a great CEO, Gilles, which is amazing. Another one which is great is Sunrise Bank. One which is amazing is, of course, mine, the one that I've chosen, Sterling National Bank.
Yes.
So it's easier to leverage this kind of relationship because you're not in charge of compliance, you're not in charge of the rails, you're not in charge of a relationship with MasterCard, so you can launch fast. The issue that you have with that, you're very limited on your product offering because one, it will be mostly a prepaid card. Two, when it's talking about purely fintech for neobank, let's focus on that. It will be mostly a prepaid card. The cash won't be able to do lending or to leverage the cash. So basically, it's becoming complicated, the business model. So you need millions of end users, large deposits, and even with that, it's hard to make money. So interchange fee is higher here in the US than Europe, but still it's complicated. So, and that's why the one who are succeeding right now, they're going after a charter. So Varo was the first one, but I'm sure Stash, Moneyline, etc. They're looking in the same direction. That's the logic.
I saw also Point.
Which one?
The one that's called Point.
Yep.
And all of
There are
them have,
many.
excuse me, what?
There are so many. Today
Yeah.
it's the country of neobank, challenger bank. It's the US. Every week you have a new one announced or to be launched.
That's true. That's true. So tell me about a recent, I mean, you mentioned the Finaster, right? Tell me about the partnership over there. How long did it take? Because it's interesting, and I heard it from a few different people.
Okay, so it's like I'm not going to use the word partnership. I don't know how to qualify it. So basically, what Finaster is doing. So Finaster is one of the leading core, and that's what I'm saying. It's like the way I see it. Just to be clear, I'm not talking for Finaster. It's the way I see it. So the way I see it, it's like Finaster had a very smart move by saying we can do everything. We need to leverage the best of the world. We have a good client. We have a good platform. We know the tech, but we want to be more agile. And that's why they launched Fusion Fabric, which is kind of Apple Store, where Apple is opening to developers to bring and to resell a solution. So that's exactly what Finaster did. And what Finaster is doing, they're looking for the good fintech, smart fintech, but also that can fit a need. It's not just, okay, everybody can go, and then you do your job. It's like Finaster is doing a filtering. So they're looking to filter the right solution, but the right fintech, the right people that fit also a need. And basically you integrate with this platform, with Fusion Fabric, and you call Finaster API, and then you live within the environment. So basically you're integrated with the core. So we are going to, we announced that a few months ago, we're going to integrate, and we'll see in the next few months how things are going, but they're great people. Very great people. There are people in Israel, which are leading open banking. If he's looking, he will recognize himself. A guy in Paris, which is the VP in charge of a platform, and Felix, which is a leading guy, and the chief innovation here in Israel, which is also in Atlanta, which is also an Israeli Shuki, which is amazing. So they are super good people, super smart, super business oriented.
Yes.
Yeah, we're excited. We're excited by that.
Amazing. Before we end, I want to let you share with us any improvement update. Of course, I can talk with you for hours. You have so much knowledge about the US market, about other markets. Anything that you want to share? That a lot is happening recently, but anything you want to share with the audience?
Sure, like what? The way I see the market, what's the new product, what's the new, in what way? Sorry.
Yeah,
I can talk hours too. I love
yeah. And I still didn't ask you about the business during COVID that I wanted to ask you. It's on my list. How were your business during COVID? Because we know that a lot of people, you know, we're not able to go to a physical branch, and they opened, you know, accounts on these mobile banks. So what does this do? What does this do to your business? Like, you know, does it have any impact?
So as I mentioned, we're launching in the US. So what we see, it's like before COVID, banks, mostly community bank region, were saying, "Oh, we have time. There's no rush. Challenger bank are not going to make it." So today, what happened with the COVID, it gave us a push in terms of presence. So as you say yourself, you see us in a lot of places in an interesting place. So it accelerated our presence and receptivity by this bank. So that's one. So right now we're excited to have a very good discussion with certain banks and credit union. Two, we leverage this period where everything was down to us accelerate in the product development. So the two challenger bank that I'm announcing, we built them in less than 2 months. And I'm not talking about the user experience. I'm talking everything. The platform, the platform was built, but just to do the Lego to reassembling, we did that everything in 2 months. And we partner with the right partner. So for us, it's like COVID was a good thing in terms, one, it's to focus on the key products that are needed today. Two, to accelerate our presence, and three, to get ready to deploy as soon as November.
Is the company, does the company get investments, or is it self-investment?
So today we're self-funded. We did a seed round that, to be clear, we didn't close because of COVID on purpose. So we closed 1.5 million in February, but it was mostly founders, self-funded. The platform is fully built already. Few millions were deployed to build this complete platform. And right now, we're going to announce in the next few weeks that we're going to do an extension of the seed round to go on a hiring spree, recruit the right people, accelerate the marketing, and to deploy.
I'm asking because I'm excited about everything that you do. I'm excited about the team that you developed. Of course, you can enlarge the team and have more. You have the relationships, you have the know-how. I mean, you're right into the point that these banks need you. So I'm very.
So you say excited. So I'm happy to announce a product that we're going to launch next year, which is a kind of reverse of the teen, which is for the elderly people. So today everybody's talking about the teenager. Let me tell you, the next big thing is for the elderly people, old people. So there will be more and more digital bank for elderly people because they have the money. They have the money and there's nothing for them. So, and I already did something like that 2 decades ago in Europe. For our main shareholders at that time was Aviva, the online bank in Europe was Aviva, the UK insurance company. So I built already something like that for them. So let me tell you, everybody's focusing on SMB, which is, SMB is amazing. On the teenager, honestly, you don't make money on teenager. When I'm saying that, I'm not talking about me. I'm talking about all these banks are launching. They hope one day to make money. So that's why our positioning is on the other side, because we're doing that for banks. It's to keep the parents in the same bank. So the strategy is different.
Wow. Wow, so much opportunity. Thank you very much, Arcady. I mean, I can't wait. Maybe we should do another interview with more developments in a couple of months, you know. And good luck to you and your amazing team. And I'm sure a lot of people will want to communicate with you. So how do they find out about you?
My website, the website, agoraservices.us. They can just put Agora and Arcady and they will find me on Google. It's not complicated to find us. It's like there's one website, we're here.
One website with all the services and what you can provide. Thank you very much and see you soon.
Thank you, Nia. Thank you and take care. All the best for your conferences.
Thank you.